So this all started back in 2006, and with this very building. We developed Sunrise Metro, which was the first permanent supportive housing complex in the state of Utah, and it really adopted the housing first philosophy. So with Sunrise Metro, we brought in caseworkers and property managers with a little bit of social programs history and tied them together. Brought people in off the street with no requirements or stipulations put on them to become housed. And then brought them in with their case managers and started working on plans with them to address what would be best to help them.
Being homeless isn't a hard thing to do. I mean, you know, just one day you have something and one day you don't. And that's just all in a nutshell.
So when Andrew moved in, he really struggled just to kind of adjust to the responsibility that comes with housing. So when you live on the streets, you're not paying rent, you're not kind of dealing with the rules that you have every day. But he's been doing great. He's got himself a vehicle. He had a time period where he had some medical problems, but he was able to go to his appointments and kind of get that taken care of. So now he's back to being healthy and doing good.
Man, what does it mean to the country to have programs like this? It means a lot. I mean, especially for the little children that are out in this community and in other worlds too. They should have housing like this everywhere.
The way I ended up homeless was, I just got released from the federal prison system. And when I walked out the gates, I walked out with some letters and I had nothing else. I think just having a support network of people that I can, get a hold of and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And actually having people that are willing to find the avenues and the routes that I need to take to make these goals and to become a better member of society versus, just shut doors, because that's when we give up, and that's when you give up, you go back to what you knew.
Pick up that food today, I was really surprised when we got back. Guys came out and helped us unload it, and how happy they were just to get some new items to cook.
My job is basically to be a counselor to anybody that needs it. I also do coordinate activities, so like Kim was saying, I take him to the grocery store, we play bingo every Thursday, we set up a movie night.
Ryan is part of a staff that works at Freedom Landing. It's kind of like, and this is going to sound really funny, but it's true. It's like living with your parents. They can recognize when things aren't quite right long before I would use. I experienced a very catastrophic accident as a pedestrian with a student I was with at a truck stop. Lo and behold, I was already a functioning addict and came to Salt Lake City, Utah. Upon arriving in Salt Lake City, Utah, I was at the shelter. They decided it would be better for me to go into a housing program.
Well, without caseworkers, it would just be any other apartment complex, which gives no support at all. Just having somebody there that can listen to them, and we can see that there's an issue. One day we can kind of point them back on the right path, saying, I can tell you're upset, what's going on, let's talk about this, rather than you going back to one of your triggers or something like that.
And I'm what they call Vietnam era veteran. I didn't go to Vietnam, but I was in during that time. My brothers that are coming in now, they're kids, man. They're kids. 24, 26 years old, man. War is never a good thing, but these guys got issues. But you know what? We laugh, we joke, we cry with them, but they're glad to be there.
We just did a snapshot of our last 3 years, and over the last 3 years in the Housing Authority of Salt Lake City's homeless programs, we have served 1,032 clients. Of those 1,032 clients, we've had 839 successfully served, which means they either retained housing or exited to permanent housing. An additional 102 of those clients have exited to destinations unknown, which means they didn't report on exit or moved in with friends or family. 91 of those clients have been unsuccessful discharges, which means they were evicted for either non-payment or violence or some of those things that you just can't get past. We do try to work with each client as much as possible to get as many successes as possible, because that's kind of what we're in the business for.